Hey, how's it going? Kenny here, and welcome back to Non-League to Giants and the final game of the season where we face QPR at home, where we have something left to play for, not too much to play for, but we are chasing a 12th place finish, which would be very nice, to be honest, especially where the season looked like it was going to end for us. It's actually ended quite nicely since the last episode there, getting to that in more detail, but as you can see from the league table here, we're guaranteed a 14th place finish. But if we beat QPR at home, you'd like to finish with finishing 12th place because Norwich, who are above us in the table, are away to Liverpool on the final day of the season. So you'd like to think that they can't win that game. So even though they drew that game, we win, we'd finish above them by 1 point. So yeah, hopefully we can beat QPR at home, finish 12th in the league. But ultimately, it doesn't matter too much, even if we lost the game, because the lowest we can finish is 14th place. Everton are away to Newcastle, so they've got a hard game as well. So it's all in our hands, really, in terms of finishing as high as we can in the league. It would have been nice if we did a little bit better in some games. We could be chasing down a top 10 finish right now, but ultimately, I can't complain too much. Our first season back in the Premier League. This is what we should have done in the first season in the Premier League. But saying that, I feel like our team is much stronger than it was 2 seasons ago. So yeah, I'm fairly happy with how things are going. Hopefully we can beat QPR at home. Anyway, in terms of the recent results, well, of course, the last episode was absolutely disastrous for us. It went disastrous after that as well, to be honest. That loss away to Leicester 2-0 actually sparked a 5-loss losing streak. We lost to home to Wolves 4-0 as well in the episode, of course, which was just absolutely horrendous. After that, we played Brighton at home, another game I was hoping to win. The way it was going for us, though, it just carried on soon. We lost the game 2-0. I put Kaffenberger back in goal for this game, and he got a 6.2. The bloke is awful, and to be honest, it's not even worth selling him now. You look at his value here, it's absolutely embarrassing. He's worth 325k to 900k. What on earth is going on? If you look at him, he looks quite good, doesn't he? You think, you know what, I've got a bit of a good player on my hands here. 22 years of age, a goalkeeper, looks quite good, but his performances this season, 21 games, 44 conceded, and a 6.52 average rating. It really has put his value down a lot, and he runs out of contract next season, but to be honest, I'm just thinking about offering a new contract, get him as my backup keeper still, and go from there, because what is the point of selling him for like 500k? It's just absolutely ridiculous. Full Denmark international, the Danish #1 goalkeeper, and he's worth no more than 900k. Very, very bizarre. Anyway, after that Brighton game, we faced Liverpool away and Arsenal at home, and to be honest, we did quite well in both these games. These 3 games here in March were disastrous, but the 2 games that were expected to lose heavily, we actually did quite well in. We lost away to Liverpool 3-2. We did ourselves justice in this game. We went 1-0 down in the game. We also went 2-1 down in the game. We pegged them back twice, but unfortunately, Giovanni Reina got the winner in the 72nd minute to win the game 3-2. They were the better team in the game. They deserved the win, but we did well in the game. We did well, and we certainly created some chances. And for a moment there, it looked like we'd get a nice draw away to Liverpool. And of course, Liverpool, if we got a draw there, they wouldn't have beaten us this season. We beat them 2-0 at home, so we do quite well against Liverpool. Happy with the, I'm happy with the performance there. After that, we played Arsenal at home. We lost this game 2-1. Went 1-0 down early on, but we got it back to 1-1 again. Looked like we might be able to draw the game. Again, Arsenal were the better team in the game, and they won the game 2-1 in the end. But we performed valiantly in these 2 games, and after that, the last 4 games, we won 3 and drew 1. So, as I said, we ended the season on a high. I thought we'd just end the season fizzling out, to be honest, and we'd end up finishing in 16th place. But fortunately, we got ourselves together and started to string some wins together. We beat Crystal Palace away in the next game 3-2, but this was a nervy one. Crystal Palace at the bottom of the league, they're pretty terrible. We failed to beat them at home earlier in the season, which was disappointing, and we were 3-0 up in this game. Goals through Doué, Bakra and Albita. Then they got 2 goals back in the 84th and the 86th minute. I was a bit fuming, to be honest. I was like, no way are they going to draw 3-3 with us. Can't do. Thankfully, we held on, finally got our first win in 6 games, and that did really well for us. After that, we played Sheffield United away, another one of the worst teams in the league. We drew 0-0, unfortunately. Not much to say about this game, to be honest. It was pretty boring, and we got a clean sheet, though. I guess clean sheets are hard to come by for us, so I guess I'll take that, but it would be nice to win the game. After that, though, we had a sensational win at home to Man United, a 7-goal thriller. We beat them 4-3 at home. It was actually 2-0 up in the game through goals through Albita and Albita. He scored both the goals. They got back to 2-2 though. 2 goals from Marcus Rashford. But they went 3-2 to us through Wallens. Then 4-2 through Pellegrini in the 91st minute. How we were 4-2 up though, I have no idea, because Man United had so many shots in the game. And they kind of battered us. We created chances as well, but Man United were a better team. They got a goal back in the 95th minute to make it 4-3. And Paul Lopez, we had him to thank for this game here today. Although he conceded 3 goals, he prevented a lot more than that as well. And he got a 7.4, so that was nice. And just for the episode, we beat Brentford away 2-0. Again, not fully convincing. Brentford created more chances than us. We got a clean sheet though. And again, look at Paul Lopez with an 8.7 in this game. He saved the penalty to prevent it going 1-1. And then 10 minutes later, we got a penalty and we made it 2-0. So, 2-0, sorry. So Paul Lopez, he's turned out to be quite a decent keeper in recent times. The last 3 games have been good. Of course, he get the clean sheet against Sheffield United. He did well against Man United with 9 saves. And then he got another clean sheet against Brentford and saved a penalty. So he looks like a keeper we can trust, Paul Lopez. I still would like to sign a better goalkeeper, of course, in the summer. But at least we finally got a goalkeeper who can put in some decent match ratings and actually can win a game for us, which Paul Lopez can. Unfortunately, Kappenberger cannot do that, and nor could Peacock Farrell either. So yeah, a good end to the season, as I said. Four games without a loss. 3 wins and 1 draw, and we're looking to finish as high as we can in the league. The reason I didn't feature any more games in the episode is because, as you can tell with the league table, we're not fighting for too much. Relegation has been secured for a long time now. It was officially secured, I think, after we beat Palace away 3-2. Not that we knew we was going to survive relegation anyway. We were never in a relegation battle this season. 44 points is not an extortionate amount. You'd expect us to be in a relegation battle of some sort with that points tally there. Of course, 44 points should be enough to keep you up in the Premier League. But the bottom 4 teams have been so pathetic. You see Watford with 25 points. If Watford survive in the Premier League with 25 points, and that is just absolutely criminal, isn't it? Well, one team is guaranteed to survive with a maximum of 28 points, which is just unbelievable. So yeah, that's how poor the bottom 4 teams have been, but not our problem really. Look at Tottenham, by the way. Terrible they have been this season, but they're qualified for the Champions League, so they must be on the Europa League, so not as bad as we first thought, although 15th in the league is pretty terrible. Anyway, let's get to this game then. At home to QPR, we failed to beat them earlier in the season, I think. I think we drew away. Did we draw away? Yeah, I do remember that. It was quite early on in the season. We played them twice, actually, this season. Failed to beat them twice. We got knocked down in the Carabao Cup, of course. And we drew away 1-1. After leading the game, they scored in the 90th minute. So, for pride as well, and for revenge against QPR, I'd really like to win this game. So let's get to it then. The more impressive thing, actually, the fact that we've done well in the last 4 games. We've had quite a lot of injuries as well. And the fact that we've won 3 and drew 1 of those games. Yes, we've played some poor teams. We played 3 teams battling relegation. But we also played Man United in there, beat them 4-3 at home. And, of course, we played Liverpool and Arsenal. And we did well in those games as well. So the final 6 games have been really good. Hopefully we can end it on high here as well. In terms of the team sheet, we've got Paul Lopez in goal. We've got Booth right back. Fafali left back. Costa and Van Hecke centre backs. And we've got Acosta, Grana and Shannon in the midfield. Wallens on the right, Rocha on the left, and Alberta up front. So good news about Alberta is he's finally found his scoring boots and finally looked like a decent striker for us. He's still inconsistent though. He definitely is very quiet in some games, as you can see by the ratings here. Up and down like a yo-yo. One poor game, one good game, one poor game, one good game. Always like that for Alberta. But at least we've finally seen the better of him. He's got 11 goals in just 17 starts this season in the league. So it's quite a good goal scoring record. But you look at his average rating, 6.8. He needs to do better on a consistent basis. But I'm finally starting to get a little bit of trust in him. And he looks like he could be the striker to move us forward with the club. We shall see about that, but he's doing really well in recent times. Also, Acosta, as you can see, he's playing as a ball midfielder on defend for this game. That's because he's the only one suited to that role. Guevara is injured currently. He just got injured, and he's out for 1 to 5 days. So Acosta's playing there. Grana can't really play as a ball midfielder, despite them saying that is his best role. He likes to go forward too often. Same with Acosta, to be fair. He likes to go forward too often, but he's the best one for that role here today. Also, Ollison is injured. He's out for 4 weeks. Doué's been out for the last couple of weeks. He's been quite good in recent times. He's actually been really good in recent times, actually. He got a 7.34 in his last 5 games. Again, he's looking like a good player for us. Balajic is out as well. Same with Gonzalez. He's got a serious injury. He got a hip injury. He's out for another 3 to 6 weeks. And, of course, Guevara is injured. Bit news about Guevara and Gonzalez as well. They had minimum fee release clauses in their contract. I decided to offer him a new contract to get them increased at least. Gonzalez no longer has a minimum fee release clause. He had Man City after him, so that's why I decided, you know what, let's get in quickly, Kenny, before he gets unsettled and get rid of that minimum fee release clause. Thankfully, we did do that, and now we have all the power in our hands. We can sell him whatever money we want to sell him for, and hopefully we don't sell him, but it's nice to have that power. Guevara, unfortunately, we could not scrap his minimum fee release clause. It's now going up to 80 million though, and he's had Man City sniffing after him as well. Both had Man City after him, and Guevara, he actually had Man City still interested in him after we had the minimum fee release clause increased. They're not interested anymore, apparently, but I'm expecting some sort of bid for Guevara in the summer. We shall see, but he's a very, very key player for us. Although his average rating is not amazing, 6.79 for the league, it's actually a little bit poor. The reason I know he's so good, because we really do miss him when he's not in the team. He's a very key player for us as a ball midfielder, and he's great versatility as well. He's just a fantastic player for us. He's on 63k a week now, which of course is expensive, but the interest he's getting, I'd expect some sort of bid for him at some point in the future. You know what? 80 million, I'll be happy with it. I'll be happy with it. Of course, I don't want to sell him, but £80 million, can't go wrong with that. Anyway, let's get to this game. And as I said, not much to play for here, but I'd like to get revenge against QPR, and also I'd like to finish 12th in the league. Before we get started with this game though, guys, please remember that if you like the video, hit that like button for me. If you're still watching the video at this point, then you must like the video. Either that or you forgot to turn it off. So do me a favour and hit that like button for me. It's really, really important for the video success. And also, if you're new around here, do hit that subscribe button as well. It'd really help me out. Adding much appreciated. So let's get started then. Final game of the season. It's been quite a good season, I'd say. Quite a good season. Of course, we can do a lot better, and hopefully we'll get a lot better. I'm not satisfied with a 12th, 13th, or 14th place in the league, depending on where we finish. We'll know at the end of 90 minutes, of course. And I want to look to get in for a top half finish next season, but all in all, not involved in a relegation battle at all. Had some good wins in there. I'm fairly happy. Anyway, 3 minutes in, we're on the highlight already, and here's Shannon with the ball. It gets back to Wallens. Wallens shoots. Should be doing a lot better really there. Already this game's a lot better than the last one. In the Brentford game, it took to the 55th minute to get the first highlight in the game. I was actually going to include that in the video, but thankfully I didn't, because that was an absolute snooze fest, that was. Anyway, this one is not doing much better. Although we're back on the highlight again. Here's Kostad with a throw-in. Not a great throw-in by Kostad, that. But he's done better in recent times. And funny enough, Kostad was actually rated the best wonder kid in the world by Next Generation, which I thought was very bizarre. There's no way he's the best wonder kid in the world. There is no way in hell. Those lists are a little bit confusing though, aren't they? They always seem to be players who are just playing on a regular basis, not who's actually got the highest potential. And also, none of our other players made the top 50 list, which I just thought was very bizarre. Kostad is not the best wonder kid at the club, and to think that he's rated the best wonder kid in the world, and none of our other players got the top 50 is just, yeah, they're just completely off the mark there with that list. But I'll take it. Kostad, best wonder kid in the world. Okay, happy days. Hopefully he gets some attention. We shall see about that. Anyway, 36 minutes in, we're still 0-0 here. Shannon's had a good game here today, apparently. Here's Grana with the ball. To Rocha. Will we see a quick opportunity now? He passes to Wallens. Alberta's through. Got to score, Alberta. He does score. As I said, he's got his scoring boots on now. And he's very inconsistent, but he's getting more consistent towards the end of the season. That's what I'd like to see. And hopefully, next season, he might turn out to be a 20-goal striker for us. We shall see about that. But he scored in this. Doesn't sound completely out of question, does it? He's been poor this season. And with a couple of injuries. And now that's his 12th league goal of the season. So, definitely got big hopes for him. 1-0 in the game. Currently, we're up to 12th in the league. I'm not sure what the Norwich score is, but they obviously aren't winning. Here's Grana with the ball. He passes it to Rocha. Can I make it 2-0 here? Shannon. Wallens. Got to be... Oh, Wallens wasted opportunity there. Wallens, I've got an optional future fee of 25 million in his contract. I don't think I'm going to match it, to be honest. I don't think he's that amazing, to be honest. I think he's good enough to be a backup player for us, but 25 million for a backup player when we've got plenty more places to strengthen, I think it's a little bit foolish, to be honest. Well, we'll see how much money I get to spend next season at the end of this game, won't we? So, yeah, if we get 100 million to spend, maybe I will, but I doubt that. Anyway, still 1-0 in the game, of course, which is not on a word. How did that not go in? How did that not go in? Paul Lopez, what a goalkeeper. You don't see Kappenberger doing these things. Really, it's been terrible. Terrible. Paul Lopez is firmly our number one right now. And to be honest, I think I've given up hope on Kappenberger. I don't think he will ever be our number one now. I did have hope for him. Signing for only $1.5 million. Looked like a great signing, great bit of business, but obviously he's turned out to be a massive flop. Anyway, 30 minutes to go. Can we get a second goal here? Or is it going to go 1-1? James, he was actually the one who scored in the last minute against us to make it 1-1. Here's Hull. Rocha slides in, but here's James again. Lewis Potter scored 2 goals against us as well in the Carroll Cup. Might score again. Poor effort that. Poor effort from Bernardo. As you can see by the substitute bench, we are really missing some players with injury, but it hasn't really affected us, so that's great. But definitely need to add to the squad depth next season, of course. Who can I bring on here then? There's not really much options. I'm going to bring on Bakwa. Nestor Rocha, although he's been brilliant this season, he's had a poor end to the season, to be honest. He's got rid of his green rating now, which is a little bit disappointing, but he's still amazing, obviously, and still got a bright future ahead of him. But Bakwa's on for him. Who else can I bring on here? Let's bring on Iliev as well. Let's put Bakwa on the right-hand side as an inverted winger on attack. And, yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Been quite an even game, really, and it's been a little bit disappointing. Norwich are losing 3-0 to Liverpool, so as long as we win this game, we're guaranteed 12th place. Well, I brought on Pellegrini for the last 15 minutes to replace Alberta. 1-0 in the game. I think we need to do better than this, to be honest. We need to do better. We are winning the game, so I shouldn't complain too much. QPR are not a terrible team this season as well. Anyway, backwards through here. He's got poor finishing. Can he finish this though? Oh my word. What a lovely goal. I think, oh no, it's his second goal of the season. I thought that was his first goal of the season actually. But it's actually his second goal of the season. What a lovely curl on the finish there. I said he's a poor finisher, but he didn't look like it there, did he? Liverpool now 4-0 against Norwich. Lovely ball from Iliev that. Bakwa. Lovely composure. What a lovely curl that was. 2-0. Happy days. Hasn't been the greatest of performances, but we're 2-0 up. Could it be another clean sheet as well? Another one? Really? Unheard of. It's like 3 and 5 games or something. Maybe 3 and 4 games. Go on, get a third goal. Here's Beltran for QPR. Back to Nielsen. So it looks like we're finishing in 12th place, which is, yeah, better than expected, I'd say. Better than expected. That's very close to the top half, isn't it? That's a high mid-table finish. And it sounds better saying a high mid-table finish than a low mid-table finish, doesn't it? Anyway, Shannon to Pellegrini. Backwards on his bike again. He might be offside, though. Will he score? He does score. He scores again. Is he offside? Apparently not. Look at that. He scored more goals in today's game than he has in the entire season. And with his weaker right foot as well. When he's got 8 finishing or 7 finishing. Oh, it looked very close to being offside to me there. But apparently he's not. 3-0 in the game. Happy days. We are cruising. A lovely way to end the season, this. Lovely way to end the season. Not the best of performances, match stats, it's quite even, but I'd say we've edged it a tiny bit. Liverpool now 5-0 against Norwich. Get in. Nice win. Nice way to end the season, that 3-0. Great performance from all the players. Look at Paul Lopez. 4 green ratings in a row. Oh my word. What a goalkeeper. What a time to be alive, getting a goalkeeper like this. Happy, happy days. Well, what a lovely way to end the season. And also, as I said, after the last episode there, the way things were going, and also after the episode, I thought we'd just fizzle out the season, end up finishing in 16th place or something, but thankfully we galvanised. Now we're on a 5-match unbeaten streak, winning 4 and drawing 1, so that is really nice. 13 wins in the end of the season, 8 draws and 17 losses. Not too bad at all. That would definitely keep you up in any season, so that is certainly something to build upon. That is really nice. 12th in the league. We scored 58 goals, which is nice. 72 goals conceded certainly needs to be worked on. It's actually the 3rd worst defence in the league, and but to be honest, Kappenberger did not help with that tally there, did he? So without Kappenberger in goal, it might have been 10 less. To be honest, he's been that pathetic. So many mistakes from that bloke, it's just ridiculous. But 47 points, I'm very happy with that. I haven't seen how much money we get given next season yet. No, they're not telling me for some reason. Why are you not setting my initial budgets board? Well, they're not showing me the board set initial budgets for some reason. I'm sure it will pop up at some point. But look at this. Acosta has won the English Players' Young Player of the Year. And he has been our best player of the season. And he's had a really good season, he is. He's unbelievable. Before we leave, guys, bit of a season review. Bit of my plans for next season. Well, in terms of player of the season, you just saw it for yourself. English Players' Young Player of the Season. I think it's... there's only really one choice, to be honest. Look, there's only one player with a green rating this season. Ollison and Rocha came very close to a green rating as well. Also, Van Hecke did quite good this season. And Gonzalez, really. And Iliev. They all had quite good seasons, to be honest. But Acosta's had the best season. His numbers are not amazing. 7 goals and 4 assists for 33 games for attacking player. Attacking midfielder is not the best. But the main thing what loves me the most about Acosta is his consistency. He very rarely puts in a poor performance. Very, very rarely puts in a poor performance. And that is emulated by 7.09 average rating there. And also, best player of the season, best young player of the season, and also signing of the season. We signed him for 4 million. We signed him for 4 million from Nacional. I love scouting in South America. You really do find some absolutely unbelievable gems for ridiculously low prices, and Acosta is one of them. Also Rocha, we've got a few like that, to be honest, but Acosta definitely does stand out. 21 years of age, he's got 9 caps for Uruguay right now, he's got 3 goals as well. He's a model citizen, he's got both feet, 18 flair, he's a good leader as well, and he can play in numerous roles. Of course, he's better going forward, but as you can see by his defending ability as well, that he can be used as a ball midfielder in emergency circumstances. He's proved that himself. Just in this game here, he's proved that. So, yeah, great signing Costa's been, and a great player. Ollison's been great as well. He's wanted by Norwich now. Of course, he was wanted by Sevilla earlier on in the season. 32 to 35 million value for a 29-year-old who is not amazing. He puts in great performances, but he's not amazing. He's definitely up for sale if someone matches a good bid for him. I'm not going to transfer list him, of course, but if someone makes a £35 million bid for Ollison, he's off. Nesta Rocha, though, he is not off for any money. 6 goals and 9 assists this season. He is such a potential player. He's 21 now as well, but one thing that he did lack was his pace, but thankfully that's got a bit better now. Now it's got a bit to a usable standard, and also he can play numerous roles. He can play on the left, play on the right, and up front. So, yeah, exploring him up front could be an option, to be honest. Albert is starting to play well now, so that is great. He's definitely my #1 attacker. But Rocha, if Albert starts playing up, you look at his finishing, 15 finishing, 18 composure as a striker, could be very, very nice. Anyway, in terms of the planning for next season, well, let's get in the old squad planner, shall we? Well, goalkeeper, as you can see, only 2 goalkeepers there. Haven't really got anything going on the under-21s. Well, I have got Espinosa, who is developing nicely, but he's still miles. Yeah, look, he's developing really nicely, actually. And looking at his graph here, it's really improved quite a lot since where he started off of the season. So that is nice. Of course, he's still a mile away from first-team standard, but at least it's looking like, you know what, he might be a goalkeeper for us in the future. If he does another sort of season like this in terms of his improvement, then we shall see about him. His value's been increased a lot as well, 16.5 to 20 million. 1 loan in Australia, so we'll see where he goes next season. Only signed at age of 50k. So he's certainly a potential goalkeeper there, Espinosa, but really, we need to sign a new goalkeeper, to be honest. Paul Lopez has done well towards the end. You know, 4 green ratings in the end of the season here, but he's 35 years of age. We need to find a goalkeeper to battle him out because Kappenberger, as I sasaid, he ain't much use, really, is he? He ain't much use. He's not even used to be sold now because his value has gone so pathetic. So he's nothing more than a backup player. I won't even look to sell him for that value. I won't even look. If he doesn't want to sign a new contract, then who cares, to be honest? I'm not going to sell him for that ridiculous price. So we'll see about him. But a goalkeeper is definitely needed. I'm thankful we've got Paul Lopez, a bit of an emergency goalkeeper there. And it certainly paid off towards the end. But really, we need to find a goalkeeper who is going to be our goalkeeper for many years. And he's got some great talent about him. But, of course, it's easier said than done. It's hard to find a great goalkeeper. Well, in terms of the right-back situation, I don't think I need to sign a right-back, to be honest. Andy Booth, he hasn't been great, to be honest. His average rating's been quite poor. As seen in that game there, he's the only one who didn't get a green rating. But he's definitely got some great potential about him, you see here. He's really starting to improve. Only 19. Going to turn 20 in the summer. His value is insane as well. So he's definitely one for the future. One for right now as well. So I'm going to be persistent with him. But at the moment, he's not really been good enough. Gonzalez is still my #1 right back going forward. I thought Booth might do better than this. But Gonzalez next season, my #1 right back. And Booth as a squad player. Possible regular starter, depending on what he does, really. It's all down to you, Booth. If you perform well, you will come into the team as a regular starter. Obviously, Guevara can play right back as well. So can Kostad. Fafali can play right back as well. I don't know why he's not popping up there. Noah Hayes, useless. Need to sell him. But right back, I'm happy with right back. In terms of the left back situation, well, of course, Andaquia is joining us. Well, hopefully he's joining us in June. And yeah, he's getting better and better every time I see him. Every time I see him, he's getting better. His defending is in the green there instead of yellow. So he's always getting better. He's still only 18 years of age. I'm very excited about him. Very, very excited about him. So left back, Andaquia. Also, Kostad can play there quite comfortably. And Fafali, where is Fafali? Why is Fafali not turning up here? I have no idea. But Fafali and Andaquia with my #1 left backs for next season. Also, Kostad can play there. Bilalic, in emergency situations, can play there as well. So, left back, I'm quite happy with as well, to be honest. I'm quite happy with left back. Centre back, though, is a different question, to tell you the truth. Cresswell, probably going to look to sell Cresswell. 52k a week for 4th choice centre back. Probably too much. He's got 8.4 to 9.2 million value as well. I think it's safe to say he's no more than a championship level centre back, to be honest. He's done well for us, but it's time to move on without him. Well, I need to get this list sorted out, don't I? Because it's all over the place right now. Van Hecker, 7th in the centre-backs. No, Van Hecker is my number 1 centre-back. He's been the most consistent centre-back this season, 6.9 average rating. I do like him. I would like to sign a centre-back to partner him. I like Kostad as well. He's getting better, and he's a great potential, of course, but his pace certainly does leave us a little bit in the whim there, and his heading ability is not great either. He needs to improve, basically, Kostad. He needs to improve. Apparently, the number 1 wonder kid in the world. I think it's safe to say that he's not the number 1. He's not even rated a wonder kid. So how can he be number 1 wonder kid in the world? I have no idea. No idea. I don't agree with it. But yeah, he's definitely one for the future, but he needs to improve. For Fally as well, he needs to improve as well. But he's still got great potential about him. Balalic is no more than a squad player. That is all he's good for, to be honest. He's not been great this season. 6.7 average rating. He's a squad player. So a centre-back, a really good centre-back, a left-footed one, ideally. You know, because Van Hecker's right-footed. That would be ideal. Again, easier said than done, though. So a goalkeeper and a centre-back is definitely needed. In terms of the midfield options, well, the ball-winning midfielder is Guevara. There's no question about it. It is Guevara. I'd like to have a backup for Guevara, though, because Granat loves to go forward. Acosta loves to go forward as well. Ollison loves to go forward. We haven't really got a backup, or do we? Because in the under-21s, we've got Kieran Paul, a local lad. He's been on loan the last couple of seasons. Although he doesn't look amazing with his potential there, 2 stars, potentially 3.5 stars. As a backup player for Guevara, you know, homegrown player, I'll be happy with him. He's a good physical player, which is great. And also, he can play as a box-to-box midfielder as well, if needed. So, yeah, he'll be 21 in the summer. Call him up to the first team as a backup player only, of course. He's not going to be a great player for us in the future, but as a squad player, he'd probably still improve as well. 18 determination. He keeps getting better every single season. He's been on loads of Swansea this season in the Championship, and maybe he's ready to take that step up to the Premier League as a backup. So, in terms of that DM position, I don't think I'm going to sign anyone, to be honest. But of course, Guevara, as I said, he's a wanted man. £80 million bid. Thank you very much. Be happy with that. The box-to-box midfielder, well, Ollison again, as I said, 35 million value. I'll be interested in selling him for that. We've also got Moreno joining us in the summer as well, of course. He's not looking as good as Andaquia. I don't think he's developed as nice as Andaquia, but again, he's only 18 years of age. 3 caps for Colombia already. Very versatile as well. Can play centre-back if needed. He's 6'1", so he can play there. He can play there. His speed is not great, but yeah, he could do that role. He could do that role. We shall see about him, but yeah, I think I need to sign a box-to-box midfielder, to be honest. I'm playing Acosta there a lot of times this season, and you know, I want to play him as my attacking midfielder. That's his best going forward, but he certainly can do that job. Granner as well. Didn't get too much game time this season. I did want to loan him out. Unfortunately, no one wanted to sign him on loan, but next season I might loan him out, to be honest. Get him some game time, some regular game time. So yeah, I'll be left with Ollison, Moreno if he comes in. They'll be the 2 box-to-box midfielders. So I'd like a better one than Ollison, to be honest. I would like a better one than Ollison. So if I could sell Ollison for 30, 35 million, bring in a better player for not too much more money, I'll be very happy with that. So centre midfielder, only can bring one in if we sell someone. But I'm hoping to sell Ollison for a reasonable fee and replacing him with someone better. That would be very nice. Attacking midfielder, I don't think we need one, to be honest. We don't need one. Acosta is he's nailed down that position. He's the best player at the club. And also, Doué, it's a little bit harsh saying he's a backup player because he's been very good towards the end of the season, and I'm starting to like him now. But to be honest, he is a backup to Acosta, and he's a good attacking midfielder, so I don't think we need an attacking midfielder, to be honest. Acosta and Doué, I'm fairly happy with that. Shannon as well is here. I might be interested in selling him now that Doué has stepped up. You know, he's got decent value, about in 12 to 13 million. Yes, it's nice the fact that he's he's not homegrown actually. He's a signing from Man City, but it's nice the fact that he's come through the club. You know, he's a local lad. He's not local or he's homegrown. What on earth am I talking about? He's a Welsh boy. He's a British lad. So that's nice to say, or meant to say. And he's still getting slightly better. So, but you know, he's worse than Doué. He's 22 now. He's almost 23. How much better is he going to get? 12 to 13 million. I could sell Shannon, to be honest. Right winger. Well, a little bit conflicted about this one, because where do I like to play Rocha more? I don't know. Is he a right winger or a left winger? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Also, Wallens is, of course, going back to Newcastle. As I said, 25 million. Do I want to spend that for Wallens, who's going to be a backup player? I doubt it. So with that in mind, I definitely need a right winger. Whether I need 2 or not, it's a different question. Where am I going to play Rocha? I don't know. I'm probably going to play Rocha at right wing because I'm looking to sign Lucas Mertens from Antwerp still for 24 million. That'll be our new left winger. So If Rocha does play as the right winger, still need to sign another one as a backup. You know, a nice potential 18, 19-year-old winger type coming forward, wonder kid. That would be ideal. Again, easier said than done. On the left wing, definitely need a left winger, that is for sure. Iliev's a good backup player, that is for sure. Bakwa could be sold. Could be sold. He did well in his final game of the season there, and he's done better in the second half of the season, that is for sure. He had 16 games and no goals, no assists. He's ended up with 3 goals and 3 assists, so he's definitely improved. But 74k a week, important player. No, it's not true. It's not true. So Bakwa could be sold to fund some other players brought in. So yeah, definitely need at least 2 wingers, that is for sure. One on the left, one on the right. Maybe one key player, one potential key player. We shall see. And up front, even though Albert is starting to do good things towards the end, I'd like to bring in some pressure for him. Pellegrini, his value is not amazing, 7 to 7.6 million. He's also given us that other option, you know, that big target forward, good strength, good in the air. I might keep him around because selling him for like 5 million doesn't add too much to us, does it? Where we can just keep him around as a squad player and yeah, have that option there up front. So another striker could be ideal. So yeah, in terms of the team sheet for next season, in terms of the players I want to bring in, as you just heard there, I want to bring in a lot of players. I need a goalkeeper, I need a centre back, I need a new centre midfielder, a new right winger and left winger and a striker. So that's what? At least 6 new signings for next season. And I think we might be able to push for that top 10 finish and also maybe push for Europe. Who knows? But I think our next step is a top 10 finish. Let's not say anything about qualifying for Europe, but obviously we have to look ahead. We have to look forward. We finished 12th this season. And if I can bring in 6 players for next season, 6 good players as well, there's no reason to think we cannot crack the top 10. Anyway, guys, that is the end of the video. That's the end of the season, of course. I'm quite happy. 12th in the league, 47 points. It's nothing exceptional, of course. Nothing exceptional at all. But, you know, we're predicted to finish in the relegation zone. So we exceeded expectations. And finally, we're looking like we're going an upwards direction in the Premier League. So I've got a busy summer ahead. Obviously, a few players will be leaving us, and hopefully a few players will be joining us. But that is the end of the video, guys. Please remember to hit that like button if you like the video. As I said, it's very important for the video success. And also, if you're new around here, do hit that subscribe button as well. It really helped me out, and much appreciated. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.